So now we are going to talk about the terms associated with the spherical lenses. Here, if you remember, in the mirror also we have studied some cases, right? Like focus, optic center, radius of curvature, pole, all these things we have studied. Here also we are going to study the same thing. Okay, so first thing which we are going to talk about are one line. So first what I am going to do is, as you know that it is made up of two spherical bodies, right? It is made up of two spherical bodies, right? The center of this mirror, the center of these lenses, the center of these lenses is called the optic center. It is denoted by O. The center of these lenses is denoted by O, and that is what we call optic center. The optical center of the lens is a point of the principal axis of the lens. The center of the lens is called the optic center. Okay, this optic center is acting same as the mirror pole is acting. I am comparing and I am teaching you. Okay, now next is aperture. What is this aperture here? Aperture is basically a diameter of the circular edges of the lens. Here you can find the circular edge. Here also you can find the circular edge. This distance is called the aperture. This distance is called the aperture. The diameter of the lens is called the aperture. Okay. Now what is the center of curvature? You remember that these lenses are made up of two spherical body. If I will talk about, this is made in this way, convex. So obviously this has a one spherical. This also have a one center of the. So it will have this two center of curvature, which we call C1, and here I will call it C2. Here also it will call C1, and here I will call it C2. Okay, it has the two centers of curvature where the mirror is this lens is a part of. It has the two centers of curvature of the centers of the sphere of which the lens is a part of is called a C1 and C2. You understand the center of curvature? Mirror में क्या था, जिससे हमने जिस glass body से, here also we have taken two glass body, two spherical glass body, and these two spherical body have the two centers. So this C1 and C2 is the center of curvature of two spherical bodies of which the lens is a part of. So that's why it is having C1 and C2, because this is transparent. This side also refraction takes place, that side also refraction takes place. Similarly here, this side also refraction takes place, that side also refraction takes place. Now what is this principal axis? Principal axis, it is an imaginary line which is passing through the optic center and the center of curvature. Okay. Now principal focus. What is this principal focus is? You remember that principal focus is the point where all rays, suppose imagine that one ray comes parallel to the principal axis, it has to pass from focus. So this is the point which we called F2 and F1. Why I am calling it F2 and F1 again? Because it has both sides refracting, that's why it will have the two focal principal focus also, that we called F1 and F2, F1 and F2. Why we have two centers of curvature? Because it is made up of two spherical glasses. Now principal focus, where all rays are converging, it is your convex. Where all rays appears to converge, means what will happen practically? When the ray come parallel to the principal axis, what will happen? It will get diverge from here, it will get diverge, and the ray which I am going to obtain at focus, okay, that will gives me what? Its focus. So that's why I have written here, appears to converge after refraction is convex lens, and converges after refraction is called your convex lens. So this is clear to you. What is your principal focus and what is your center of curvature? Everything is clear to you. Again I am repeating quickly, understand. This line is called your principal axis. What we call principal axis is an imaginary line which passes from center of curvature, focus and optical center. What is optical center? It is the center of the lens. What is aperture? Aperture is a diameter or the thickness of your lens. What is this focus? Focus is the point where all rays are supposed to be converge or diverge. What is C1 and C2? Center of curvature. That is the point because it is made up of two spherical bodies. Again I am repeating. It is made up of two spherical bodies. So it has its own center which we call C1. It has its own center which we call C2. So the centers of these two sorry. The centers of these two gives us what? It gives us the center, that gives us the center of curvature. That's why we have two centers of curvature. Sorry. So what is center of curvature is clear to you now. So I hope these terms is clear to you. This aperture is nothing but a thickness. Center of curvature is nothing the same as we have studied in the mirror. Principal axis is same. Optic center is nothing but a pole in the mirror. Principal focus is the same. Here everything is twice because both sides are here. Both sides, this also and that side also. Both sides are refracting. Okay, so this is clear to you. This is very important. If this is clear, then rest all the things will be clear to you. Okay, thank you so much.